Donald Trump certified again today, beyond a reasonable doubt, that he is the scum of the earth after what he just joked about while returning to the site of his first assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania today for a rally. And folks, this was so disgraceful and disgusting, even for him, that it shook even his rally-goers and supporters to their very core. Because while Donald Trump, thankfully for his and the stability of the country's sake, escaped relatively unscathed from that attempt on his life with just a botched ear piercing, another person, former volunteer fire chief Corey Comperatore, tragically lost his life in the attempted assassination. And Donald Trump, being the heartless slimeball of a person he is, one who calls fallen veterans suckers and losers, and says disabled people should, quote, just die.
His insults about service members catching up with him. Losers and suckers, he called us. Confirmed.
After his uncle was elected president, Fred Trump says he saw an opportunity to advocate for the disabled.
That was our mission, to advocate for people with complex disabilities. It culminated in May of 2020, and he just came out with these people, all the expenses, they should just die. He's talking about human beings who have complex issues, and the first thing he could say was, they should just die. And he just came out with these people, all the expenses, they should just die. He's talking about human beings who have complex issues, and the first thing he could say was, they should just die.
Thought that his unceremonious and now disgraceful return to Butler, Pennsylvania was the right time to make an offhand joke about the firefighter who tragically got caught in the crossfire. And I'll show you his remarks in just a second that honestly, folks, are a new low, even for this piece of human garbage. But to make matters even worse, Corey's poor widowed wife was in the crowd when Trump made these horrific remarks.
On Saturday, former President Trump will return to Butler, Pennsylvania, where the first assassination attempt on his life took place. Amber Cogliano is there and spoke exclusively with the widow of the man who was killed when the would-be assassin missed his intended target. And yes, she'll be there for Trump's return.
Is it going to be a hard day?
Very.
Helen Comperatore says she is filled with dread as she prepares to return to the location of the worst day of her life. Her husband, Corey, was shot dead by a sniper's bullet meant for Donald Trump.
To go back there again and all those memories of that day, I'm sure it's just going to bring back a flood.
On July 13th, the Comperatore family initially found themselves standing on the grass directly in front of Trump. But then they were invited to move to the VIP bleachers behind the former president.
As soon as we walked up to the bleachers, I got a really bad feeling. Something just didn't feel right to me.
Corey, a huge Trump fan, was ecstatic.
He was so happy to be in those bleachers. He was just so happy. He was like a little kid at Christmas.
And when the shots rang out, what do you remember hearing?
President Trump was doing something on a grid like behind us. We were all turned. To like look at a grid behind us this way when the shots rang out.
What did your husband do in those moments?
I heard him yell, "Get down," very loudly. And then that's the last I heard.
What could have happened if he didn't act so quickly?
We could be dead. I mean, I had a bullet like go right past my face this close.
That is horrifying. And regardless of how you feel about another person's support for such a despicable man, Corey was indeed a hero and died saving the lives of his family, something you would think any honorable person who had an alleged new outlook on life after multiple attempts on theirs would be able to respect and appreciate and honor. But we know Trump has no capacity for any of those things. So instead, he decided to make almost the entire rally about himself before yet again completely dishonoring someone who perished defending the people they loved.
Stop the steal, because we have a lot of votes. We have plenty of votes. Stop the steal. That's why you've got to get out. You've got to get out and vote. We're going to win this thing. Fake news media said, who is the most? He was the doctor for Obama, Bush, and Trump. That's pretty good, right? White House doctor for the three of us. He said, the press, who is the healthiest of the three? He said, Definitely, it's Donald Trump. There's not even a contest. And I love that guy. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us from achieving this future have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me, tried to throw me off the ballot, and who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. For 16 harrowing seconds during the gunfire, time stopped as this vicious monster unleashed pure evil from his sniper's perch, not so far away. But by the hand of Providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal. Did not come close.
And if all that me wasn't bad enough, folks, here is the insufferable and disgusting moment where Corey's poor widow, after having listened to all of that nonsense, had to hear Donald Trump joke about her dead husband.
You know, I just one little story. Helen told me that on the day that they came to the rally, Corey was really excited because somebody gave him great seats right up front here with the people from North Carolina, the ladies from North Carolina. This is their 227th rally. I don't know what's going on with them. Those beautiful ladies, but they always seem to have good seats, you know. But Corey had the best seat in the house, and he was telling his wife and family on the way over in the car, he said, I'm telling you, he's going to invite me up on the stage, because I do that sometimes. I take people, we invite them up on the stage. And she smiled, thinking it'll never happen. And little did anyone realize that Corey would be on the stage 3 months later in an almost immortal position. And that's where he is today. He's on the stage in a, I think it's a truly immortal position. So the love that...
And it's almost like God looked down on that disgusting rant and started glitching out the mic so Corey's family didn't have to hear Donald Trump utterly disgracing the memory of him by bragging that he was the one who gave him the best seat in the house, as he joked there, that ultimately led to the untimely ending of his life. This man, if you can even call Donald Trump that, has no shame, no respect, no dignity, and while there should be no threats of violence against him, and I hope he gets the justice he deserves through the proper means of the legal system, it just goes to show that Donald has no moral backbone and cannot give even the slightest bit of respect to people who have died for him and because of him that they rightfully deserve. And if he can't do that, muster that most sacred and basic human dignity, what kind of leader will he be for a divided nation in a tumultuous world?
Disgusting. Donald Trump, the grave markers veterans and military families drop a knee to, are not your political props. They represent the heroes we served alongside. Men and women you could never measure up to. Friends who lived and died by the oath we all swore to uphold. Something you will never understand. And why we're doing our damnedest to make sure no service member ever has to salute you as Commander-in-Chief ever again.
Thank you for watching. Rest in peace, Corey, and please, fucking vote.